Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on Android, Nintendo 3DS emulation on Android, and NBA Jam 2K22. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about everyone's favorite and absolute best Switch emulator on Android, Skyline. We've talked about Skyline a few days in a row now, and it just keeps getting better and better. I'm not joking with you, there is a massive performance improvement that just released. There are a bunch of games now running at double the frame rate they were before, even on older or lesser powered devices. For example, this is Celeste running at 60 frames a second on a Snapdragon 765. A Snapdragon 765 is below the minimum requirements for this app. The minimum requirements are a Snapdragon 845, so seeing it running at 60 frames a second on a lower powered device is extremely impressive. Blood Rain Betrayal is now up and running. Bastion is looking amazing. Untitled Goose Game is waddling around nicely. And Ryzen or Ryzen EX is looking really smooth. For the absolute best experience with Skyline, you'll want to test out things with a Snapdragon processor that has an Adreno GPU. Because if you've got a processor with a Mali GPU, as far as I know here, this is what things look like, which really isn't that great. For those wondering, I will leave a link to this build of Skyline in the description below, but you will have to sign into a GitHub account in order to download the APK. It's not available on the Google Play Store, and it's also not available on GitHub if you don't have an account. If you don't have an account for some reason, you can't click on any of these links. Accounts are free, they're easy to sign up for, and once you have one, you can download the latest version. And speaking of GitHub, next up here, we're talking about Nintendo 3DS emulation on Android with Citra MMJ. Citra MMJ is not available on the Google Play Store. It's a fork of the official version of Citra. If you're struggling with Citra on the Google Play Store, you can always check out Citra MMJ. It is designed for performance as opposed to emulation accuracy. The MMJ in Citra stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano. This new update here I wouldn't say is groundbreaking, but at the same time, if you're using Citra MMJ, you might want to update to it. There are minor improvements to the shader cache, which will help out performance. They've added in more built-in cheats and fixed some minor problems. As always, I will leave a link to the GitHub in the description below. Feel free to check it out. Last up here, we're talking about NBA Jam 2K22 for the PSX. Yes, this is a ROM hack. This new version of NBA Jam is version 1.4. 1.3 came out back in July of 2021. This new version brings about a ton of changes. There's a bunch of new players added in the roster. You can play as Naruto if you want to. An updated campaign ladder with the Milwaukee Bucks as the NBA champions. They balanced difficulty out. They've added in some brand new FMVs. On top of that, they've added in a special guest referee. And in terms of balanced difficulty, it still might be too difficult for casual gamers. They made it a little bit less aggressive here. But if you think you're not a casual gamer, well, challenge accepted. Now, taking a quick peek at these screenshots, and it looks like a ton of effort went into this ROM hack, and the results here are pretty darn good. I mean, Naruto looks a little bit ridiculous, but the rest of the players, well, okay, there's a few players that look a little ridiculous, but the rest of them look good. And if you want to play as the Hulk, you can. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. Let me know your thoughts about anything we talked about today in the comments below, whether it was the massive performance improvement for Skyline. I mean, a double FPS improvement is insane. Citra MMJ improvements or NBA Jam 2K22. Have you tried it out? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.